got together and he cut his left rear. I understand, but I don't know. If I ran him up too far and ran into him, I need to make sure I don't do that.
And I think Caden's trying to reference for later in the race, like did I run him up the track or did I not give him enough room? And man, I stand by what my initial eyes told me was that is Martinsville, that is short track racing right there. And now there's a certain element that you got to refocus your driver. If you're Caden Honeycutt's spotter and team, refocus your driver also. Okay, task at hand still, that's behind us now. We got to look forward.
Yeah, now we're looking at the points as they run right now. It's a tie for the transfer. Caden Honeycutt, 0-point difference between him and Lane Riggs. There is a lot to race for Caden Honeycutt, and he's going to need, to your point, get refocused on the task at hand to try to get this truck to the next round in Championship 4 in Phoenix.
As we get ready for this restart right here, for whatever reason tonight, when you go back 4 or 5 rows in the pack, we're seeing those bold moves. We saw Raja Caruth do it on the previous restart, being able to go 3 wide. It just appears like there's a little more jam up than normal as they're going into turn 1, and we're going to have to keep an eye on that for the rest of this race. It seems to keep on happening here.
So Raja Caruth, the first of our playoff drivers, out. Daniel Hemrick back on the lead lap with a lot of damage, and here we go for the restart with Corey Heim. Ty Majeski on the outside, and there's the 9 of Grant Enfinger doing exactly what he needs to do, but he's got to win this race to advance.
Lane Riggs with an excellent restart, chose the 4th position, was able to fill in underneath both of these drivers for 2nd. He might take a look here for 3 wide. Big block by Grant Enfinger. Contact. He's going to push him up the racetrack.
And it works. Lane Riggs picks up another spot. You see in the pylon, Lane Riggs, he has that clock. That means he's had the fastest lap tonight. Driver with the fastest lap picks up an extra point, and that 1 point could be the difference of making it to the round of 4.
And I like what Lane Riggs did going into turn 3 there. Grant was getting ready to repay the favor. He knew it was coming. Gave him a little bit of room. Just, here's the bottom. Yep, I know that I got into some right there. And live to fight another lap.
That was a big sequence, like I said, for Lane, though. Moved himself up a couple points, gave himself a little cushion.
Corey Heim continues leading here as he's led in every single race this season. 24. We have 1 race remaining.
What a stat. This has been the Corey Heim show. We're watching a lot of different things happen throughout this race, but let's not forget how great Corey Heim has been this year.
I just don't have a weak spot, Brad. I mean, everything you look at with that 11 truck, they find a way to get the job done. And when you really think about his season as a whole, 3 or 4 other races very easily could have been possibly were races not only did he dominate, but should have been his. And I think that we're going to be talking about this for a long time to come. Martinsville earlier this year being one of them. We referenced earlier, got the cut left rear at the very end of that race. He dominated that one as well.
He already holds records for most wins in a season ever with 10. Most top 3 finishes in a season with 17. 9 straight coming into this race. Tonight he could become the laps leader most ever in a season, something that Mike Skinner set back in 1996. So basically, if you're watching Corey Heim, he's leading 34 laps and counting now. If he leads 84 laps tonight, he takes over most laps led ever in a season.
He's got a great shot at it. There's a lot of racing left too, and he is in the catbird seat.
See right there, Brent Cruz taking another position from Caden Honeycutt, pushing Caden back to the 9th spot right now, and has a couple of hungry trucks behind him as well when you think about Ben Rhodes as well as Matt Crafton back there. So trying everything he can do to save these positions right now.
Brent Cruz got roughed up earlier. Quite a bit of damage on that number 1 truck. The last time we saw him was at the Roval just 2 races ago. Had the race of his career, led the most laps, dominated, sputtered for fuel the last couple of laps, had to pit, was able to come back and finish 2nd.
So Cruz has the newest tires of all these guys. So it'll be interesting to see if he can drive up here over the next 10 laps. Give himself some track position to set up the next pit sequence. But it does show to me, Regan, that tires do make a little bit of a difference.
They do, and I think that's something that was a little curious when this race started, right? Brad, was at what lap count would the tires make a difference? And that matters for this final stage too, because potential 95 lap run to the checkered flag, and what happens if you get a caution with 30 to go? We've seen it at Martinsville plenty of times with the Truck Series.
Absolutely. Caden Honeycutt is so desperate for these points, and he's surrounded with trucks that have fresher tires than he has. He needs to hold those guys off here for the next 9 laps to finish out the stage. Those points are too valuable to lose.
Caden Honeycutt making his way around Norm Benning. Just behind him, a couple of teammates battling for a top 10 with Ben Rhodes and Matt Crafton.
Well, the good news for Caden Honeycutt is we ride along with him right here. A little bit of separation from him back to Connor Jones right now, which would be the next truck coming with those tires, with fresh tires. So if he can just keep that second interval that he's got right now, then get through to the next yellow and come get your fresh tires and figure out what happens from there.
Corey Heim with a 1 second lead over Ty Majeski.
Been watching the lap times here, but the top 3 trucks have been running within